All righty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our June board meeting. I'm happy to see all of these smiling faces here with us tonight. Before we jump into our meeting, Miss Beverly is going to say a quick prayer for us and then lead us in the pledge. So if you will stand with us.
We pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Lord, thank you for everything that you've given to us. Thank you for allowing us to meet and to conduct the business of our county. Thank you for letting us to represent the people in this county. Thank you for everything you've done for us. And as we conduct the business of the county tonight, I pray that you guide each one of us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. 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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. To start us off tonight, we're going to approve some of our previous minutes. Before we get into the May 3rd minutes, we've got Ms. Maloof and Mr. Kane would like to say a few words.
Yes, just for the record, we'll do this together because we both were here for the previous meeting when we discussed the millage rate. We were both viewing electronically at last week's meeting, and just wanted to, for the record, for it to be stated that I was in support of lowering the millage.
And I would repeat the same thing. We were both here for the discussion about it, but weren't here last week for the vote. So just again, for the record, I want to state that we're both in favor of reducing the millage rate to 17.88. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then also in regards to the May 3rd, 2022 minutes, I need to make a motion. I need a motion to approve the May 3rd meeting minutes with an amendment to new business item G1, board norms and protocols. Mr. Lumpkin abstained from the vote. So just for the record, Mr. Lumpkin abstained from that vote. So can I get a motion for May 3rd?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? All right. And then can I get a motion for the May 24th called meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? All righty. And then lastly, can I get a motion for the May 31st, 2022 called meeting minutes?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? All righty, moving right along. Can I get approval for tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Plenty of people. All in favor? All righty. We're going to go into clean school committee. Let's start fresh right there. We're going to go into committee reports and start with the clean school. And Mr. Kane, if you will lead that one off for us.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we do this as a board. We kind of rotate and do this a couple of times a year. We go and visit the schools as a group. This time it was the three of us. I just got to say, it is amazing to me that these schools are as clean and neat as they are. I mean, fixtures polished, floors spotless. It is an incredibly difficult task to go in these three schools and then select one to be the clean school this month. So I will say, with a great congratulations, but a very narrow margin, honestly, I would say Holson Beck of the schools that we visited this last month would definitely be on the cleanest of the ones we've met. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Holson Beck. Also, this past month, the Building and Grounds Committee met. Mr. Perno, do you have anything you'd like to add from that committee?
If you got the notes.
So we met as a group, and we talked about a different approach for our new elementary school, something we wanted to look at as far as having 4th and 5th grade classes from the Appalachian cluster to attend our new elementary school. And the committee felt like that was promising idea, but we wanted to do a little more study on that, particularly as it relates to the transportation piece. So that's kind of where we head with that in the coming weeks.
Awesome. And the committee talked about it, and we have also decided we're going to kind of reach out to the local administration at those schools and the school governance teams and really get those local input before we make a big move to something that drastic.
With the SGTs involved in that. Correct.
All righty. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. McMichael for a few superintendent's recognitions.
Some great folks to be recognized, and we'll start off with the Barrow County Retired Educator Association Continuing Ed Scholarship. And Mr. Doc Neese, Larry Neese is with us, and Doc, come on up and come over to the podium there.
Is the mic turned on? All right. Get my glasses on here. So I can read this. My name is Doc Neese, and I represent the Barrow County Retired Educators Association. In Barrow County Schools, we are very fortunate. We have many excellent educators at all grade levels and in all fields. And one of the goals of the Barrow County Retired Educators Association is to support our fellow educators in their professional endeavors. And because of the generosity and donations of people and businesses, which were really, really great this year, of our community, we are able to offer 2 $750 scholarships to assist our Barrow County teachers in pursuing an advanced degree in education. One of the criteria on the scholarship application to be answered by the applicant was the significance of seeking the scholarship. Another was a recommendation from one of the applicant's supervisors. And because of the quality of teachers who applied, it was very difficult to decide who the winners were. This year's scholarship recipients quite profoundly displayed a dedication to their profession and to their students, and they also expressed a genuine desire for professional improvement to better themselves, to better their schools, and thereby making them more effective in the classroom for their students. So tonight, we would like to honor 2 scholarship winners by presenting them each with a check for $750, as well as a certificate of appreciation for all that they do and their dedication to the Barrow County students. The teachers who were selected for these scholarships are Milan Giuliano, a teacher at Statham Elementary, and Megan Nix Kavanaugh, a teacher at Heyman Morris Middle School. Come on up. Hey, get over here and get a picture. Where? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And thank you to their families also. We've not much time and effort involved with it also. All right, and at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Ralph Neely to come forward. We've got some good news to share about our Appalachia baseball team.
Thank you guys for allowing us to take a few minutes of your time. We know that in public education, a lot of times extracurricular activities kind of morph into the face of a school district. A lot of times it's for positive manners, and sometimes it's for negative manners. Today we get to celebrate something positive. We can go on about the school records that these young men in our white shirts in the back. Guys, can you just briefly stand up? I know your legs are tired from working all day today. And that's a portion. That's a portion of our Appalachia High School varsity baseball team. We could go through some of the records. School record for wins was 24, our first ever co-region championship, hosting the first round of the state tournament for the first time in school history, hosting another one in the quarterfinals, making it all the way to the Final Four. We've got Region Coach of the Year and Coach Alan Bailey. We've got 2 young men who are Georgia Dugout Club, first team All-State. We had 3 that were first team All-Region, another that was the second team All-Region. There's a lot of accolades that we can talk about individually and as a team, but more importantly, this has become the face of Barrow County schools. And they've done it because this is the epitome of our community. We live in a blue collar community where we roll up our sleeves and we get to work. And when we achieve successes, they're pretty darn special because nothing's easy. Everything's hard. There's no quick fixes. And these young men have been playing together since 6th grade. We're talking about young men who came through Barrow County school systems, the elementary school, the middle school, and now in the high school. We see other programs that can have quick fixes. We chose not to go that route because this group of young men is the face of not just our school district, but our community as a whole. And they did that by buying into the concept that when we work hard and we achieve success, it's a lot better when we're achieving it for others. We know in our community, we don't really attain great successes by ourselves. We do that with the support of our neighbors, our neighborhood, our communities like Bethlehem and Auburn and Winder. And these guys became the epitome of that. The hard work they put in the weight room through the summer sessions, even working our kids camp, which they've been doing all day today, giving back to our community. They do that for the person on their left and their right. And because of those successes, they're just so much better. Those successes are so much sweeter when you can look to the person on your left and right and know you've been working with them for 8, 9, 10 years, and you've done it together. So with that, we would like to say congratulations to those young men, our coaching staff, Russ and Alan and Kyle. Ryan, if y'all could stand up real quickly as well. We've seen a lot of continuity with our coaching staff, including Alan Bailey in the white shirt being recognized as our region coach of the year. They're the ones who create an idea of what a culture should look like within the program, much like you guys are doing within our district. But it's the guys in the white shirt that really create the culture. They're the ones that put in the work to kind of morph it to what it is. And we see that through the leadership of these, I'm going to say young men, with Coach Bailey and Coach Hodgson and Coach Kavanaugh. Those guys really bought in the white shirts. And we're so proud of them. Final Four is awesome, but more importantly, we're proud of the young men that they are, and we truly want them, like Manning going off to Stillwater, Oklahoma here in a couple of months to go get his degree, create great things in life, and come back to Barrow County and reinvest in us because they are us.
Couldn't say it any better. We are extremely proud of each and every one of you. I do want to take just a quick second and Ralph mentioned it. Alan Bailey, if you would come up, we've got a certificate here. You are. Alan was chosen as the 2022 Region 8 AAAA Baseball Coach of the Year. Thank you, and also thank the parents for everything that they poured into the program and these kids and the kids that are coming up behind them too. We're going to be looking forward to more great things coming down the pipe. Yeah. I want to go back to Mr. Cole. She will get some official pictures for the website. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That is awesome. All righty, moving right along. Don't believe we have any visitors in here tonight, but we do have a few requests to appear before the board.
We do, yes, sir. We have 3 requests. We'd like to call them up in order here. First of all, we have Mrs. Brewer. Would you like to come up to the podium and let us know what's on your mind tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Joan Brewer and I live at 595 Canterbury Lane in Winder. I recently learned from the tax office that there's a policy of taxing people based on the appraisal of their home if it's valued at over $200,000. I was told this policy has been in effect for 10 to 15 years. Back then, there weren't as many homes worth that amount as there are today, especially with inflation at an all-time high. So now most homeowners are paying some form of school tax for our area, even people who are on fixed incomes. If this policy is going to remain in effect, especially for people who are retired or on a fixed income, then the amount of the appraisal that we're taxed needs to be revised. If it's been that way for the past 10 to 15 years, I think it's way overdue for revision. I was told that the amount seniors can make per year has been raised, but if I'm on a fixed income and I receive Social Security only, and I don't have an outside job, that doesn't really help me. The rate increase for this year for Social Security was 5.9% that the government gave us. Medicare takes up a portion of that because it goes up every year as well. So for both my husband and I, our combined Social Security went up a total of $201.80. And our school taxes went up $319.77 this year. So we're actually in the hole, even with the increase of Social Security. And so we didn't see an increase in that at all. In just 1 year, our school taxes went from zero last year to this year at $197 due to the appraisal of our home. And then an additional $122.77 for more school taxes because my husband owns a boat. And so the ad valorem tax has a school tax in there as well. So that's double taxation and extremely unfair to the seniors of this community. And I just sincerely hope that you all would take the time to make some changes on these policies that are affecting the quality of life of those of us who are retired and living on fixed incomes in this community. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Farrah.
Thanks for coming.
Right, and now we have Mr. Brewer. Well, we have Mr. Brewer first and then. Mr. Brewer, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, it's my fault.
There you go.
It's a good reason to speak right there.
Best 2 days of a man's life, right?
Right.
Buy it and sell it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Brewer. I live at 595 Canterbury Lane in Winder. I saved money the last year I worked so that when I retired, I could buy myself a new boat. Nothing fancy, just something I could fish in. When I bought the boat, I paid full taxes on it, just like they do a car now. And now every year I'm charged the ad valorem tax, and almost all of it is for school taxes. To be exact, $122.77. All my adult working life, I've paid school taxes, and yet I haven't had a child in school since 2004. Seniors on a fixed income are always behind. We get increases on the last year inflation was. It's time you looked at how you charge seniors because all houses have gone up. I'm sure you'll find very few houses, if any, will appraise less than $200,000 now in Barrow County. Do you think it's time to reevaluate this? Also, if you look at the housing market, a lot of the housing is being bought by investors, causing the prices to be inflated. We all have to deal with the highest inflation rate in more than 3 decades. And the surge in the price of everyday goods is disproportionately hurting low-income households as well as seniors on fixed incomes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Loggins.
Thank you. I'm Larry Loggins. Appreciate you giving me this opportunity to speak to you tonight. My wife and I, we've been in this county most of our lives. We have 2 boys. We both went to school here. Our 2 boys went to school here and finished. And she retired from Barrow County as a teacher. I worked in another system, retired at 55, went back to work till I was 62, drew my Social Security, went back to work and worked part-time because you can't make but so much on Social Security. But then anyway, I finally retired. And here I am, nearly 77 years old, and I feel like I'm being penalized for pinching pennies and doing the best that we could do for our family. 2/3 of my tax is school tax. And talking about my two sons, my youngest son, Jason, he's 47. He's special needs, never has said a word. He's started having seizures at 3 months old. He has a brain tumor, has tumors on both kidneys. We constantly having to take him to the doctor to check those tumors every 6 months. So what I would like to have that money that I'm paying on school tax to put toward his care after we're gone. Because he's 30 years younger than we are. So with new medication, he's gonna live a lot longer than he was supposed to live. So anyway, any consideration that you all could give us would be greatly appreciated, not just for me, but all seniors. We live on fixed income. So, and the way things are going up, of course, they're going up for everyone, but anyway, any consideration would be greatly appreciated for all of our seniors. Thank you for this time.
Thank you.
Mr. Rogers.
Thanks for coming.
And I will just take a second. To let y'all know, the board has heard you, and normally we don't speak back and forth, but I don't think anyone anticipated things going up quite as quickly as they did, and so they already decided to look in very closely and see what we can do. Now, it is a longer price, it's at least a year's process, but to take a look and see if we can, I think I'm speaking out of turn, if there's something we can do to make that work out better, because I don't think any of us ever thought it would go up as fast and as quickly as much as it did, and so we're playing catch up with it too. So, but your words are taken to heart. I want you to know that.
We greatly appreciate you
Yes,
guys
thank you for
coming.
being here.
Absolutely do.
I actually want to thank the Brewers for sending the email to the board because, yes, ma'am, that's okay. I just said I wanted to thank you for sending that email because I did not realize that that taxes would go up on folks who hadn't been paying them if their property was appraised at $200,000. I don't know how I missed that. But I appreciate you bringing that to our attention so that we can address that and hopefully solve that problem through the state legislature this year.
Yeah. So we'll be working with our legislators. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, we're going to move into our superintendent's department reports. We'll start with support services with Dr. Green. Okay. Ms. Houston with business services.
Good evening. I'm bringing to you the monthly reports that we do for finances. First one is our sales tax. So for the month of May, we received $1,660,961.01. And so our year-to-date is 19.2% more than calendar year 2021, 51% more than 60% more than 2019, and so on. You can see on the graph there. For our general fund finances, for the month of May, our total fund balance was $59,170,392. Our total revenues year to date was $143,418,000. Our total expenditures year to date, $129,948,000. Our total revenues month to date, $10.9 million, and our total expenditures for the month of May was $11.4 million. And we were 92% of the year. And as you can see, our revenues are over the 92% and our expenditures are under the 92%. Next sheet is just the detail for the general fund. Then we move on to our special revenue fund. So our year-to-date revenues were 33.6 million. Our year-to-date expenditures, 28.5 million, for a net income of 5.1 million. And for our capital projects, we spent 26.3 million. This is as of April. And, or we received 26.3 million. We spent 32.2 million. And then for our debt service, we received 16.5 million, and we paid off debts of 15.3 million and transferred out to the general, to the SPOS fund. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Perno, anything for the system operations report?
I don't have anything on that, but I did do something off the building, really best, circle back to that real quick. One other item that we talked about was our application for state capital outlay funding, Facet 2. We'll make that application this summer. We'll bring that to you all before we do that. But it requires us to identify the grade levels that serve that campus. And our goal is to serve grades 6 to 12 with Facet 2 of this. So, more I discussed. Failed to mention earlier, so I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Moten, anything with teaching and learning?
No, this one, Chris.
Thank you. And I know Ms. Beggs is not here, but do we have anything for planning and personnel?
No, we're nothing new.
All righty, so we don't have any clarification of previous items or new business, so we will move on into our old business. The first item is Character Strong, which is a social, emotional, and character development program. The superintendent recommends removing the adoption and purchase of the Character Strong program from public review and approving the said program. Can I get a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Bramlett, Ms. Stevens, all in favor? Okay, unanimous. And the second item is the policy revision JCD student conduct. The superintendent recommends removing policy JCD student conduct from public review and approving said policy. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Ms. Kelly, can I get a second? Mr. Bailey, all in favor? Yes. Okay, we're going to get to go on down to our very long but good consent agenda. Everybody sit back, relax, and we'll get through this together.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All righty, the first one is instructional conversations. The superintendent recommends authorizing the payment of up to $70,000 to the University of Georgia for registration fees for teachers from 6 schools for a multi-day instructional conversations institute facilitated by the Center for Latino Achievement and Success in Education. Item number 2 is the Kevin Rygzinski and Associates Professional Learning School Improvement. The superintendent recommends authorizing the payment of up to $60,000 to Kevin Rygzinski and Associates for the facilitation of site-based professional learning aligned with the improvement goals of 3 individual L4GA grant-funded schools and 1 school, Yargo, using consolidated funds. Item number 3 is the rubric backup system RFP. The superintendent recommends awarding the purchase of the rubric backup system from low bid respondent Sherlock Technology of Lawrenceville, Georgia, in the amount of $90,175. Number 4 is the Dell server RFP. The superintendent recommends awarding the purchase of Dell servers to low bid respondent deft.com of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $78,500. Item number 5 is the teacher laptop RFP. The superintendent recommends authorizing the purchase of laptops from low bid respondent HPI International of Brooklyn, New York, in the amount of $1,060.44 per laptop, which is 690 laptops, for a total of $731,704.60 from the ITS SPLOST and ESSER funds, and also authorizing additional laptop purchases up to an additional $265,110 through August 31st, 2022 from various other budgets, subject to normal board reporting guidelines. Item number 6 is the Clear Touch Interactive Panel RFP. The superintendent recommends awarding the purchasing of Clear Clear Touch interactive panels from low bid respondent Tech Optics of Winder, Georgia, in the amount of $4,543.58 per panel through December 31st, 2022, for a maximum total of $1,363,074 from various budgets. Item number 7 is opened up math workbooks for grades 6 through 8. The superintendent recommends authorizing the purchase of open up math student workbooks from Study Edge, sole source provider for the 22-23 school year. Open up workbooks will be purchased for the 23-24 school year from the same funding source. Item number 8 is the visual board materials purchase and installation at middle schools. The superintendent recommends the purchase and installation of marker boards for 39 middle school math classrooms from Claridge Products and Equipment out of Wetumpka, Alabama, in the amount of $70,852.66, of which $55,352.66 for the marker boards themselves, $10,000 for the installation, and $5,500 for the removal of the existing boards. Item number 9 is formative assessments. The superintendent recommends authorizing the purchase of formative partner licenses for all middle school students, teachers, and administrators, along with access to the locked browser option and professional learning to support implementation for the 22-23 school year. Formative is a sole source provider. Item 10 is the change order to guaranteed maximum price for install of mobile units. The superintendent recommends a change order in the amount of $315,000 to the already approved guaranteed maximum price of $185,000 to allow a contractor to assist with the placement and installation of mobile units. Item 11 is policy revision JVD, absences and excuses. The superintendent recommends placing policy JVD, absences and excuses, on the table for public review until the next regularly scheduled meeting. Item 12 is the White Fleet service bid. The superintendent recommends approval to Connor Automotive. Item 13 is the fuel, petroleum, oil, and lubrication bid. The superintendent recommends awarding the fuel, petroleum, and oil and lubrication bid to Boswell Oil Company based on overall low freight rate. Average response time for emergency delivery is 30 minutes. Boswell can provide the lubricants and fluids that were requested. Item 14 is bus parts and shop supplies bid. The superintendent recommends approval to use the 3 lowest bids as highlighted in yellow for each specific category of parts: batteries, brake shoes, brake drums, alternators, starters, and all of the highlighted bids in the category for any additional parts in the bid tally. Item 15 is the bus outsources service and repair bid. The superintendent recommends approval of the attached list of vendors for outsourced bus repairs. Item 16 is tire bid. The superintendent recommends approval of the second lowest bid respondent, Southern Tire Mart LLC. Item 17 is the bus bid for a 72 passenger with a lift. The superintendent recommends use of SPOS funds to supplement the purchase of 2 72 passenger lift buses from Rush Trucks. Total bond amount is $176,220. Total SPOS amount is $69,780. Item 18 is the bus bid for a 72 passenger without a lift. The superintendent recommends the use of SPOS funds to supplement state bonds for the purchase of 10 72 passenger buses from Peach State Freightliner. Total bond amount is $881,100, and the total SPOS amount is $188,780. Item 19 is a bus bid for an extended capacity bus. The superintendent recommends the use of SPOS funds for the purchase of 8 84 passenger buses from Peach State Freightliner. The bond total amount is $704,880. The SPOS total amount is $488,080. Item 20 is a bus bid for a 14+1 activity bus. The superintendent recommends use of SPOS funds for the purchase of 2 activity buses from Peach State Freightliner. Total SPOS amount is $154,000. Item 21 is a radio service bid. The superintendent recommends approval of Alpha Communications, Inc. for bus radio, camera, and tablet servicing. Item 22 is for the fuel budget. The superintendent requests amendment to fuel budget from general fund balance. Amount requested is $150,000. And the last item, number 23, is the tentative other funds budget. The superintendent recommends approving the other funds tentative budget. Any discussion? Can I get a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
this is really not for discussion, but I just want people to realize that we're buying 2 72 passenger buses with lifts, and we're paying for it out of our funds, $34,890 per bus. Of the ones without lift, we're getting 10 buses, and we're paying $18,878 per bus. In my years on this board, we've never bought buses this cheap. I just want people to realize that we just don't go out and throw money against the wall and see what sticks.
Our guys are definitely doing their research.
They are. Thank you. I'm
Yes,
done.
sir.
I'll make a
Thank you.
motion to approve.
Jordan, as well, I'd like to just make clarification in number 8, visual board materials purchase. I realize when you look at that and it says 39 math classrooms for whiteboards for $70,000. That seems like a lot, but in the work session, we elaborated on that and we talked about that those are going to be whiteboards around the entire classrooms. So I don't want people to think that we're just putting one whiteboard up in the classroom in 39 rooms and that's going to cost $70,000. Those are going to be, the entire room is going to be whiteboarded, and apparently that's very good for math. And so I'm excited about that. I think the kids are going to be excited, are going to learn really well in that atmosphere. And I just want to make sure that anybody that's listening and taxpayers that are hearing that understand exactly what that is about.
And that also includes the price of taking what's up there now
Exactly.
and installing these whiteboards.
Exactly. It's not just 39
Right.
whiteboards.
Exactly. Thank you, Ms. Bramlett.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Got a motion from Mr. Bailey, a second from Ms. Kelly. All in favor? Thank you, guys. It's unanimous. Now we need an authorization for committees to meet.
So moved.
Mr. Bailey, second. Ms. Stevens, all in favor?
Mr. Chairman, just one thing. I did send an email to Dr. McMichael and the chairman as well, just about this, the school lunch committee. We kind of have not been doing that because school lunch has been free with the grant that we've been getting. But now that we are going to be charging again, I did ask them if we could reinstate that committee back in just so we could keep our finger on the pulse of that and start doing that again, just so we can make sure that we keep, on top of that as we go back into this.
So that committee
Next school year.
will pick back up. Are we still doing free breakfast?
We will.
So the county will still do free breakfast. It's just the lunch.
Federally backed lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So can I get a motion for the authorization for committees to meet?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? You already do that? Round 2. All righty. We now need to go into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of superintendent.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, guys, if we can have the room for a few minutes.